I'm Jennifer Germaine, managing attorney at Germaine Law Firm. Today's Building Up Benefits video is discussing how to get the communication out to your members of what the benefits are. This is an area that a lot of funds struggle because they try to do just direct mailing and it gets ignored by the participants. There's two main areas that are communication barriers that you need to consider. They are information overload as well as decision fatigue. What I'm talking about here is information overload. People are getting their information at a rapid pace these days. Everyone has a cell phone, it's usually a data planetized, they've got social media, different news resources, emails, then you've got your TV too that's providing documentation or just rumors around the job site. There's just too much information for everyone to be able to process it effectively. The second is decision fatigue. What I'm talking about here is that if a member gets communication from your fund that requires them to take a next step, they're likely to do one of two things. They'll address it right away, and they may not have all the facts they need to address it. They just make an immediate decision. Or they look at it, acknowledge it's there, push it to the side with the expectation to get back to it at a later time. They don't get back to it. It's a very high percentage that never get back to that. You need to fight those two barriers of information overload and decision fatigue. 3 ways you can do that. Make it relevant, what you're trying to communicate. Do not overload the message. And third is you have to deliver it in across many different avenues. So let's talk about how you make it simple. How you make it simple is you only do one item per communication. Do not talk about all the benefits available in the retirement fund, just talk about one simple item. If you are talking about anything more than that, the participants will read through it, it's too long, they're gonna just forget it. So the second item is, once you've baked it down to that one item, is you need to do it in many different avenues or channels to your participants and members. What I'm talking about here is how to deliver the message. Many different ways you can do this. Text message is actually one of the growing areas that we're seeing a lot of feedback and a lot of good results on. Your members have to opt in with their cell phone numbers, and then you can start communicating with them. So if you have open enrollment, or maybe they're getting close to retirement, you can shoot them a text and get feedback from them at that point. Everyone's on their phone. It's a great thing to look into. Emails you can have them opt into. It's just not quite as resourceful as the text messages in this day and age. You can do shop meetings. If your contractors are already putting on like safety meetings at their shop, ask them to add in one educational piece about your retirement or health and welfare fund. Just one. Don't give them the whole review of your retirement plan. Just focus on one item, and you can do it again at the next one. Same with union meetings. Focus on one item. Do you have a union newsletter that goes out? Have a little provision in there about a benefit feature that you want to highlight. Just think of small areas where you can highlight different benefits. A couple of other different ways that I've heard of is hard hat stickers. If you have phone numbers that you want your participants to be able to access quickly in regards to your plan, think of sticking a sticker on the hard hat, or magnets. Magnets are extremely useful because they can put it in their lunchbox or leave it at home on the fridge where their spouse can access it. Let's talk about making it relevant. What I'm talking about here is breaking down your message to different demographics. Age, active, retirees, close to retirement. Break it down. If you are not experiencing what you're trying to get out for communications, people ignore it. So if I'm not sick, I don't care about the health and welfare fund. If I'm not nearing retirement, I don't really care about the retirement fund. Break it down and talk to that person. If they can relate to the message, they're more likely than not to listen to it. So think about how you can be breaking down this message. It doesn't mean changing the goal or the goal that you're trying to get across to them. It just means saying it in a way that that person relates to it. Take these 3 steps and hopefully you can see an increased improvement in your benefit communications. Give me a call if you need any assistance.